Hello, everybody, and welcome to day 4 of the Elite Dangerous live streams.
Oh, yeah.
Live here from Cologne, GamesCom 2016. I'm a little bit sad. Like, I feel you're laughing, you're cackling like a madman because you seem to be happy that it's over or something.
I'm always happy at GamesCom.
Well,
it's the best.
It's the best. He just laughs continuously. Yeah. This is, if anything, this is a rare moment of calm when we get him up on here. He usually runs around screaming, throwing out things like
shapes.
Shapes.
The moves
shapes.
are incredible.
Dancing moves. So day 4 of our live streams here for Elite Dangerous. This is part 1, the penultimate of the Gamescom streams. We are going to be back at what time is it? We always come back.
2:30.
Yes.
2:30.
I mean,
yeah.
This is why we bring Adam. He's the timekeeper.
I'm the producer.
The producer.
He produces.
It's
There you
lucky
go.
that somebody is paying attention. So probably best known for being Colchester branch manager of Game, the shop.
2006, I
yeah,
suppose.
I think that was.
Something
I
like that.
think that's probably your finest work.
It was, it was quite a giddy heights of success.
It's producer Adam Woods. Round of applause. Very good. Yes.
Well done, Adam.
And to his left, to stage right, we have the Beige Cowboy returns, along with Space Loach. It is lead designer and just good old bloke.
Good old bloke. Good old chap.
Good old bloke.
Hey, well, it's in term of endearment.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you
Not
are
that you
older
are.
than me.
Not an indication of your age, although no. So thank you, Sandy, and it's Sandy Samarco. Round of applause, Sandy Samarco. So today we are going to be answering a lot of your questions on the forum. I have about 35 listed here. I wonder if we can get through them all. But what we're going to do is intercut that with stuff that we have shown in this first segment at least, already, like a recap of things gone by. But we have also got competitions as well for you. And we also want to get your questions in now, if maybe some of these questions that we answer will trigger. That's not the right word, is it? It'll just trigger something in your head that makes you go, oh, I have a question. So use the hashtag AskElite and the hashtag EDGC16, and you can ask us some questions there. I don't know, so how was Gamescom 2016 be for you guys?
It was incredible. It really was incredible. It's hard work because you're talking a lot, but
An awful lot. My voice. I apologise. My voice is basically gone.
I think if you watch the streams back, you can hear my voice just going slower and lower and lower. But it's really easy to talk a lot about this game,
Yes.
and about the update.
A lot to
So
talk about.
that makes it easy.
Yeah, I was saying this earlier on Facebook as well. It's so easy to talk excitedly about this game, about the stuff that's going into 2.2, because it is so exciting and it is so good.
Yeah. It's massive.
I've just thought of a fantastic competition.
Oh, go on.
You ready?
Yeah.
So here comes
Born
the competition bomb. Surprise competition. And this one's going to be a little bit of a strange one, but if you can tell us in the chat something that has changed over the last 4 days. It's very subtle. It's something that's changed.
Yeah. If you've been paying attention.
If you've been paying attention, and let us know in the chat right now, and then
and
we'll
it's
pick
not,
somebody.
Just to clear up something, it's not the bags under my eyes.
Well, they
it's
have
not that
grown,
they've got bigger.
It's
That's
a little bit
not the
more
change.
noticeable than that. Something quite noticeable has changed about our appearances over the last 4 days. And you have to tell us what that is. And then somebody more skillful than I and more organized than I will be able to work out how to pick the winner. And I don't know, we'll give you all of the paint job packs in the community paint job packs that money can't buy. That's 11 paint jobs and 3 decals. If you go over to the community events forum page, you can see a sticky post there. I'll tell you which ones those are. I'm quite surprised that my voice seems to relatively...
You are basically,
you're
you're that bunny that just doesn't
you're
stop.
the ultimate professional, aren't you? You know, your voice was trained for this.
That's right.
Before this, I was like, oh, can't talk today. And then as soon as the camera rolls, I'm like,
You're like-
hey, everybody. So let's show some videos about stuff that we've shown over the last few days. In case you missed it, in case you have a job and you can't watch these live streams, but thanks, by the way. Thanks for contributing to the taxes in the country and this country. I'm joking. making some weird social commentary here at the start of day 4 at Gamescom. You can tell we're tired.
It's gone all political.
But we do have some questions. And also in the second half of today as well, we have the conclusion of the David Braben interviews, which I know have been causing some excitement because he's such an interesting person.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also the community videos as well. So we've got 2 more exclusive community videos. Both are absolutely amazing. But let's recap what's been going on so far. So let's talk first of all about the Beluga. I think we've got a video we can play. I want you to talk about it. Then we've got some questions from you guys that we're going to answer.
You all right?
Okay, so the Beluga is one of the new ships that we're introducing in 2.2, the Guardians. It's a real whale, excuse the pun, in every sense of the word.
It's like the Space Cow. Like the Type 9 is affectionately known
as the Space Cow,
whale and the Space Cow.
Yeah. So it's actually a pretty awesome ship in its own right. It's pretty well armoured. It's reasonably quick. It's about the same speed as a hauler. It's got a lot of internal slots, about 5 medium hardpoints, I believe. It's big enough to carry a fighter bay, a fighter hangar and fighter bays. And in addition, both this ship, the Beluga, and the Orca, which is already in the game, are going to have the ability to fit super duper duper luxury cabins to carry VIP passengers, the most prestigious or infamous VIP characters that no other ships will be able to. So although every ship can take part, if it's got cargo space to carry passengers, only the passenger ships can take advantage of those big tippers. So what a beautiful thing. Yeah. It's really big though, so watch that mail slot when you're trying to dock at the starport.
Yeah, you have to
watch those fins.
Watch the clearance. The fins actually, as you deploy the landing gear, the fins are lower.
Look at that. That's sweet.
Slim.
That's pretty awesome.
Slim the profile down slightly.
Genuinely, you could actually see that if you took those wings off. You could see it sitting on the ocean as an actual line.
Yeah,
so obviously that's where the inspiration's
There's a shot like the rear 4/4 shot where you're getting that straight line down the side of it that really makes it look like what it is, a space liner.
You can see the pilot sits right at the front, and then there's a giant observation deck that runs across the entire top of it. So it's just
very luxurious.
Exactly, it is what it is. It's
very
awesome.
Luxurious.
Woo!
A well-deserved woo, indeed.
Yeah, absolutely. That felt a bit pathetic.
It was a bit patronising.
That was like a really half-act. Like, woo! That's what it should have been. Something more like that. Yeah,
that's the one.
Because it's Ace, and they've done a really good job.
Yes, they have. Absolutely.
Well done.
All the ships are incredibly detailed, and this by no means is any exception.
Exactly.
They're all, super, super detailed.
So we have a winner, by the way.
What,
already? What, for the surprise?
Yes, the surprise competition. And that is Matthias Benays with his keen eyes. Matthias Benays,
well done.
You have got yourself all the community paint jobs, which are really, really awesome, by the way, so you should definitely check them out on the community site and find ways. Basically, you can only get those by turning up to community events and things like that. But the words that Matthias Benays says, and I wonder if anybody else is going, I wonder what it was. And we weren't going to say anything. But he just said the words, good old shave.
Good old shave.
Good old Sandy
it's
with
true.
a good old shave.
Or actually pretty rubbish shave, actually. The best I could do at short notice.
A patchy shave.
Yeah. It has been decreasing over Gamescom.
Yeah. You're going to get all the people going back now and watching the videos and being like, oh my, he had a full beard.
My face is slowly losing definition, becoming the peach-flavoured jelly baby that it always was.
The beige jelly baby.
Apologies for having to look at my face.
Apologies to jelly babies.
And apologies to jelly babies, yeah.
Jelly babies, you're delicious. Sponsored by No, it's not. Okay, so questions.
Yes.
Let's do some questions for you guys. Remember, you can use the hashtag #AskElite to ask some more questions. And also head over to the forums. There's a sticky post in the Dangerous Discussions there where you can ask some more questions. There are, I think, there's more time. There's more time to answer. We're going to have time. I'm just making sure the guys at the back have more time to collate more things. Anyway, sorry. Let's go for questions. They do, apparently. Yes, we are going to be able to collate some more for this afternoon. Seven Perry, because there's lots of more juicy stuff to talk about. Like, hopefully throughout these questions, new information will come out that you guys can pull apart and add to that amazing list that you've got going. Okay, Seven Perry asks, are minimum PC specifications rising with this update? Jumping between systems can be slow on his machine. Unfortunately, sorry to hear that. Will they now even be slower?
Yeah.
You in there?
Yeah. So no, there won't be a specific update to the minimum specifications to run 2.2. As a course of development, during the time where we're putting all the features in and just getting everything set up ready, it can sometimes slow the performance down, but that's why we also have an optimization pass at the end, so we always try to make sure that the game is performant. And of course, the Guardians is going to come out on Xbox One at the same time, so we have our kind of our two platforms that we need to make sure the game's running on as best it can. So while it's always not 100%, we do try to optimize the game with the time that we can, as best we can, hit the hotspots and get it running as good as it possibly can across the board. So no official specification rises, but you know, maybe treat yourself to.
We've done a pretty good job
anyway.
We've done a pretty good job in the past as well with the various updates for planet rendering, where we've actually optimised the game, and it's become significantly faster.
In 2.1, there was a big update to the planet texturing and stuff, which a lot of people saw across their machines. So, yes.
Okay, next question. I hope that is a satisfactory answer for you there, Seven Perry. Thank you for your question. All right, Big Punged 2000. Are we getting escort missions in the future?
So, nothing to announce.
Sandro, no Samarco return.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't do it.
No. That was Sandro, nothing to announce.
Yeah, right.
So, Sandro, nothing to announce.
It's a different beast.
I will qualify that again as well, just a bit more information. So whilst in 2.2 there won't be escort missions, clearly the ability to have ship launch fighters is setting a lot of foundation work that would be needed for that kind of mission. So it's a path that, you know, who knows in the future. It's not closed off.
Yeah, we have lots of avenues that we can investigate in the future. Lots of different stuff.
Which we always do, I suppose.
Like exactly. The game is huge, and you know, the options are
we're doing it right now,
still,
really.
So
we're literally designing the right
like in my head.
I'm always
no,
designing.
maybe not. So yeah, not for 2.2 though.
Okay.
No.
Commander Redcrest asks, can we store cargo racks with non-mission specific commodities still inside, i.e. commodity storage?
That's cheeky. No, sorry.
Sandro,
there's a really important reason why we don't have commodity storage at the moment. It's because it will be exploitable with the commodity markets.
Yeah. It's a very fine
exactly.
balance.
It would kind of mess up trading gameplay. So there's no commodity storage. However, we have been discussing, and this will be for post 2.2. This will be sometime in the future. We've been discussing the possibilities of specific crafting commodity storage. For example, say at an engineer's base. So that you could take the crafting materials and commodities that the engineer needs, drop them off at his base or her base, and then come back later and actually not have to keep ferrying the commodities around.
Yeah.
So that's not for 2.2. 2.2, there's no commodity storage, but we are, no caveat, my caveat,
your caveat.
No guarantees, no ETA, but we are investigating that.
Thank you for ceding that caveat. Can we, can I ask you a question?
No.
Okay, so I think we should now start talking a little bit about passenger missions. So what's the shot the passenger lounge footage that we've got there?
So 2.2, the Guardians also now brings passenger gameplay. You access the passenger contracts from the passenger lounge, which is available at port services. And as you can see from this work in progress screen, the format, the layout is very similar to the mission board, so you guys will be able to get straight in there and understand what's happening, and there's a nice kind of parity between the two. But you're not looking for pirate hunter or pirate lords, you're not looking at trade missions, you're not looking at anything like that, you're looking at people wanting to get around our incredible galaxy. From bulk passengers looking for their holidays to start, maybe on a surface port, maybe utilising the very rich simulation that we have in the game. You may find refugees wanting to come out of a war-torn system.
Soldiers wanting to get in.
Soldiers wanting to get in. And then, of course, you have the VIPs, which are a whole new bag of tricks, bag of demands, bag of requests, which may or may not influence the wrinkles and things that would eventually appear during your journey, and what those wrinkles may actually end up doing to you. And, of course, coming with some lovely bonus payments as well, right?
They're a bit like us. They're divas. Yeah?
They are divas.
And we're divas because
we are
we're
hard.
talent.
Yeah. We're, absolutely.
Maybe not very good talent.
Yeah.
So while you've been discussing the passenger missions, I've found some, if we come back to the camera, look what I found. Where did these come from?
Return of the Green.
Well, last night, before we finished, yesterday, we actually started a competition which we forgot to reveal the winner of today.
Good.
So we have that winner. That winner has been picked out.
Well
I
done.
can't remember exactly what it was that we asked you to do on Twitter, but we asked you to do something, and you did it.
Well
so
done.
thanks very much. And
You did it really well, actually.
you did it. I mean, it was
there were
spectacular. It was
tears.
a spectacular
It was the new
performance.
of joy.
ship. It was what paint job and on what new ship, I think, wasn't it?
Was it? Okay,
Yeah,
can we
I think
find out
so.
what it was?
Adam
which,
is just like
which one
Mr.
it was
Memory.
the Devil Goblins chose.
Hey, you don't get to be a producer with having a bad memory.
I don't even know what my name is, and you know what happened in the competition. What's my name?
It was correct. You're correct. You were right. Let's move on quickly because we've got lots more
Yeah.
questions to
Yeah.
answer.
Sorry.
So Devil Goblins was the winner. Round of applause, Devil Goblins.
Devil Goblins, well
And
done.
he
Well
said
done.
it was
Congratulations.
The Anaconda. I think with a lot of people probably said the Anaconda because that is a beloved chip, isn't it? The wireframe
Yeah.
paint job on the Anaconda looks
Yeah.
amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Check out yesterday's stream on the VOD, back on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, and you can see it there. So this stuff,
All that
this
green,
Razor
it's
stuff,
yours.
all this green stuff, a mouse mat that's going to improve your performance at video games is on its way. Okay, so did we talk enough about that?
I think so.
so.
So
Yeah.
the only other thing I suppose to mention is that obviously with passengers come new
Talk.
modules as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
that
yeah,
you
yeah.
have to fit to the ship
Yeah,
before you
yeah.
can actually start taking them as well. So there's a whole package of new things to
Yes.
buy, to do, to see, and get involved with and play.
Yep.
Fantastic. I think I've actually got some tourism images to show up as well.
Yeah,
The
Tourist
beautiful. I
spots.
want to show this one because it also shows off the community member who took those images as well, which
Yeah,
I really like.
yeah.
So we've got
Well
Zildjian in
done,
the
Commander
corner there.
Zildjian.
So the tourist spots, they're going
yeah.
to be fixed and persistent locations throughout the galaxy where with information as to why they're important. So they range from places of significant natural beauty like these ones are showing off now, places of historical importance, maybe there was a battle there or something. Elite Dangerous is we're lucky to have such a rich and deep backstory to where we've actually come from and where we are now in 3302.
But what's the best bit?
The best bit,
The best bit.
I'm building it up.
Oh, yeah.
Building it up. You ruined my fiction bit now. So I'm just going to go on to the best bit,
I
which
need the best
is
bit.
we asked the community to tell us their places of natural beauty that they really like to see, and that's what you're seeing examples of here. Some of the suggestions that have come back of the hundreds of suggestions, which you can quite imagine in a one-to-one galaxy, there's going to be quite a few spots that you can pick from. And what we're going to do is when you're at these places and you drop out into local space, you scan the beacon, you get an inbox message, and the ones that have been suggested by commanders, your name and your small colour paragraph or colour text is going to be part of that inbox message that you get once you scan the beacon. It's a really, really small thank you
Yes.
to such an incredibly passionate, active, encouraging community as ours.
Couldn't have put it better myself.
Yeah.
Well done. Thank you very much for the help.
Cool. So shall we move on to some questions now? Coming back to
More
Question.
questions? Shoot, Slugger.
So Sensei25 says, "Hello FD team, wonderful work done here."
Thank
you
you
very much, Sensei.
It's appreciated.
We could just leave this footage playing actually over while we answer some questions.
Why
now.
not?
Yeah.
Do you plan to handle multiple star system? A binary star system is dangerous in exploration, so having a small idea that we're going to arrive close to 2 or more stars could be very interesting.
It is a very interesting
That's-
point.
it's a-
I think
it's a cool
that is
idea.
it's quite an interesting piece of information to have.
Yeah, yeah.
You're right. If you jump out at a binary star system, you have to deal with things a bit quicker than you would do if it's a single star.
Yeah.
At this very point, without the actual team that do the work behind me, I don't know if that data is readily available at that point. However, yeah, I think it's worth investigating and seeing. Obviously,
is.
it's not going to be at 2.2, and I'm not saying it's going to be in the future, but it is a very good point, and I would quite be interested in seeing if,
Absolutely,
that,
yeah.
that sort of information
Very,
can come
very
forward.
cool idea.
Yeah, so no, not at the moment, but we'll have a look.
Okay, so yesterday we actually showed some images of improvements to white dwarfs and neutron stars as well.
Yes.
You can find those, been shared on the internet on Reddit as well, and I think, well, you can watch the stream back from yesterday. Excuse me. Somebody says, is the only side effect we have to expect being the damaging? What side effects are
flying
there?
into
Why don't you
the-
explain all of that first?
Okay, so
Yeah.
just a bit of backstory. The concept here is that we've always had neutron stars and white dwarfs in the game. Now, I'm no scientist. Luckily, we've got really clever people that know about the science in the office, and David loves the science, so it's always accurate. But apparently, these are super collapsed stars. They have enormous electromagnetic fields due to some misalignment of the magnetic and rotational poles that ejects huge or accelerates huge streams of very dangerous matter out into space in giant cones. So what we're going to try and put that in the game. It's going to look, hopefully it's going to look beautiful, but we're also going to put some gameplay in it. So the effects, though, it's going to batter your frameshift drive because your frameshift drive is stopping you from being torn apart from the massive gravitational forces and the radiation. And it's also going, because of that, there'll be a lot of buffeting on your ship. So flying straight's not going to be that easy. And whatever you do, don't drop out of Super Cruise, that one, because it will just start crushing your ship.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So there are a bunch of effects. Now, clearly, these things are incredibly dangerous in real life. You wouldn't get anywhere close to them. In the 3300s, ships can do it, but even then, it's still risky. But there'll be a benefit to doing it. You'll be able to supercharge your frameshift drive, get a one-shot really big jump, like synthesis happens in the games, only in the game, but but probably even bigger than that.
So
it's very cool.
With the route plotter, which we are going to look at.
You spoke about that when I wasn't here, and I'm upset because
really?
that's
It
was in session
let's
one
give
of
you
day
your
one.
moment. Have a
look
look at this.
So
he's excited.
Yeah, I think it's an incredible improvement, and Craig Forrester, the coder who worked on it, blew my mind away when I sort of asked him, do you think you can, slip it in and get it done? And then he came up and said, oh yeah, it's in now, and I had to play with it. And yeah, so route plotter, it's always there, it's always been there. You can use it as it was, but now it takes into account where possible, and it tries to plot through any active current filter that you may have. So here you're seeing economy, here you're seeing government. I set a plot, I set a route, and then I apply filter to the route. And then as I start unticking options in that filter, you'll see the route will automatically, in real time, change to try and get me to my destination without going through the systems that I don't want to go through. And it works on the majority of the filters. Security, as a side note, security is also a new filter, something people have been asking for. It allows you to, at a glance, see the the level of security per system. This is going to be a really, really useful one, I think, especially for new beginner players and experienced players alike, because if you're maybe a little bit shady, a little bit of a pirate guy, you can untick high, medium, and low security, make sure that the plot only goes through the ones that you can try and dodge any authority ships. And star class can be used as well. So once you know what stars you can scoop from...
Oh, be a fine girl, kiss me.
What's that?
Be a fine girl, kiss me. That's the...
Oh, okay. From the sorry.
O-B-A-F.
All I heard was kiss repeatedly.
Sorry. Kiss me, Adam.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
It's not that kind of live stream.
Get a room.
Yeah, and then again, so we're seeing here state as well. As soon as you start unticking them, look at that.
Awesome.
Just
it's really
clicks
good.
straight
really
away.
Good. I mean, this improves massively as well from even 2.1. The speed at which it was processing stuff was just like. Really,
Yes, there
really,
has
really
been
improved.
some optimizations to the route planner as well.
It's really, really good.
Yeah, so lots of background work.
Awesome. And I was saying, combine that up with the neutron stars and using those, you could basically set yourself a route that. Oh, one thing that I like about it is that it will try its best to find that route based on what you set.
Yes.
But if it can't do it, it won't just go, no, can't work. It'll go,
it will still
all right,
do
I'll
it.
do
So
the best route possible.
It's always worth checking what the route says you're going to go, just in case there is that one system that it really couldn't do it, because it tries to, based on your ship's FSD range and all those sorts of things. And it also still takes into account whether you've selected economical routes or fastest routes.
Absolutely.
So those things all work together now to make a really, really powerful update to the route plotter.
One of those quality of life improvements that everyone uses all the time.
Yeah.
It's going to make a big difference.
Yeah.
Cool. We've got a lot more we want to talk about, a lot of questions as well we want to answer. Do let us know in the chat if this is new information to you. Hopefully there are some people who didn't get to check it out and just casually come in. So hopefully this is new information to some of you, at least out there. I know that the answer to this next question definitely will be, and that is, can we have a Space Cowboy Sandro engineer with Space Loach?
Why anyone would want
I
in the
love
game
that
is a bit of a
idea.
mystery.
Imagine
apologise.
you done in that
Avatar
brilliant
system.
Avatar system.
It would break the Avatar system. It wouldn't be able to cope with the horror. Space Loge, on the other hand, why not? That sounds good.
I'm sure we can add at least an NPC into the game.
Called
an NPC
Space
ship
Loach.
into the game called Space Loach.
Couldn't comment.
Commander Loach.
Killer X12 says, will there be gimbaled or tracking weapons on the ship launch fighters?
Will there?
Thank you for your
I'm
question.
sorry, but yes. Yes, there will.
He
Why are you
just
sorry?
said yes.
I just play out.
Oh, that's because you're saying yes.
Yes, there will be.
All right.
So there'll be in the fixed loadouts for the fighters, because each fighter can have a number of loadouts that you can choose between. Some of them are gimbaled, some of them are fixed.
Cool. Great.
Okay.
Voyak asks, is the ship transfer only in stations with shipyards?
Is the
Ship.
transfer? Yes, it is part
Yes.
of the. It
It's
is
already
part of the
answered it.
shipyard.
Yeah.
You
So
need-
it's an option
You need to
within
have to
it.
store the ship, basically, to transfer ships to you.
Yeah. For example, you could, if you're, in a system and you find a conflict zone, you can always bring instantly your vulture.
Is
to you.
that when you were in the Type 9?
If you're in your Type 9,
Yeah.
for
thought as much.
example. So
That
yeah,
happens.
It's a
Yeah.
it's a very keen scenario.
Yeah. Remember that one, because
Yeah.
it's important.
Can we do something else? So this is why.
Well, what's wrong with
No,
that
no,
piece?
it's
It's
good.
a piece of very
No,
pertinent
it's good.
information.
Very new,
Yeah.
pertinent information there. Thank
We
you
need
very
to
much. Voyak asks the same question again, because I read it out by accident.
What's that?
So the answer, it doesn't matter. Nath Dixon 92 says Corvette and cutter paint jobs, pretty please, with a cherry on top.
Well,
Can I ask this? Can I answer this one?
yeah, I think
Because
you
I get
can.
to answer.
I think you can
I don't
answer
get
this.
to answer any questions. Can you ask me the question?
Well, okay.
Nathan Dixon 92 asks, Corvette and cutter paint jobs, pretty pleased with the cherry on top. That's a great question. Ed, what do you reckon about that?
Really good question. And the answer is yes. There are going to be cutter and Corvette paint jobs. Let's say.
How about that?
I didn't know that.
Wow.
I did know that because I was just told.
Oh, okay.
So they will
I'm
come.
finding out things.
Yeah.
2.2 is so
Woo!
big that I'm still finding
Yeah.
out
Yeah,
new
I think
things
there are
in-
lots
in
of
the
paint
Guardians.
jobs coming in.
I think,
at some point through 2.2,
Yeah.
these will be
They'll
available.
start to
Yeah.
filter through. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, great, good. It was nice to. Oh, I should have let you have that one as well, so you could be Sandro Yes-Samarco.
Look, we all know who I am. There's,
All right.
there's no need to mess around.
Okay, Kilminster. So now that we're getting ships instantaneously transported to our location for a price,
Yeah.
would you also let us collect bounty payouts from anywhere as well?
Well, it's funny
Wow.
you should say that.
Wow.
Because as we mentioned earlier on one of the streams this at GamesCom, I have no idea which one it was.
Day 3.
Day 3. Oh, he's the memory man. Yeah, there's going to be a new shady contact at Low Security Systems with a name that we've not yet.
To be concerned.
To be correct.
He's some kind of broker.
Let's call them a grey broker at the
Yeah,
moment.
grey broker.
And,
Oh, was it shady? I like the one yesterday. Shady.
The shady
shady,
contact.
Shady contact.
Shady's, yeah, dodgy word.
Shady.
Maybe you should. Maybe that's what you should be the shady contact.
The shanty contact. Anyway, at the shady contact, the grey broker will be able to allow you to pay off fines and claim bounties from anywhere in the galaxy. No more filled up transaction tabs with all these unpaid fines and unclaimed bounties. It's not free because they're a bit dodgy, a bit sketchy.
Yeah. Well, they're handling all the paperwork
exactly,
for you.
they're
You've
doing
gotta-
this kind of dodgy paperwork.
okay,
So there'll be a markup. You'll pay more on fines. You'll get less on bounties,
Yeah.
but you will be able to get them.
yeah.
Pretty cool, I think.
is
And
really cool.
again, another quality of life improvement
Yeah,
to
awesome.
make the game just run that little bit easier
Yeah.
for players.
Yeah, it's great. Rubber Nuke asks, what safeguards do you have in place to stop people abusing ship transportation? So can transported ships carry cargo, or must they be empty? And that's a really interesting question, actually.
What safeguards? The safeguards are we don't allow transportation of cargo.
Okay.
So the ship's got to
Yeah,
be empty.
basically you can't store a ship
If
with
it's got
cargo in it.
Absolutely.
So if you can't store the ship
Yep.
with
How would you
cargo in
transfer
it, you
it?
can't transfer it.
Okay.
So yes, safeguarded.
Yep.
Loophole closed.
And
Never existed.
That's the official loophole closing action.
Yeah, I like it.
we've got one more video as well. Well, we've got a few more videos to show. But after this, Rubber Nuke also asks, and thank you again for your questions.
Thanks, Robin Nuke.
When will we see sorry, not when. Will we
Will
see
we see?
cargo storage in addition to module storage?
Well,
So you touched on this earlier.
yeah, so I
will
think I may
cargo
have-
storage or not,
yeah,
basically?
So we are looking at the future, no ETA, no guarantee, post 2.2,
Yeah.
at the possibility of specific cargo storage for crafting commodities at engineer locations. Whoa,
Yeah.
I was getting back into press
Nice.
mode then.
Great, well done. Dimensions.
Sorry
asks,
for gabbling.
It's good,
I
it's
didn't mean to
good.
do that.
Dimensions asks, I like what I've seen today.
Thank you,
Good.
Dimensions.
That's
I'm
not
glad.
a question.
I'm liking
yeah.
what I'm hearing.
Obviously, a lot of hard work has gone into 2.2.
a lot has.
yes.
A lot has.
My
The
question
team, yeah.
is, though, no, there's no but. I don't think there's a but yet. I've not read the question. Will FD give an in-game explanation of how instant module ship transfers occur?
We probably will. But it's worth noting that the reason that we've done it, the reason that we've made it instantaneous is for gameplay. There's pros and cons. So there's no right or wrong answer for something like this. So the idea is for everyone, just so that they're clear, we're allowing you to get ships transferred from other locations instantaneously to your location. We're doing it that way because it lowers the barrier for enjoying the game.
Yeah.
It's maybe not as realistic, but we've always said actually that in general, fun needs to trump realism.
Yeah.
So that's why we're doing it. So I'm sure someone really clever, i.e. not me, will come up with some interesting
From me,
in-game context.
From my point of view, I'm just thinking of a scenario where I find a conflict zone, right?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it takes me so long
are you in
before
Type 9?
before my vulture can come along.
Yeah.
That it's the action's over and done with before I can do it.
So
you know what?
And
just
all
to
I have to
interrupt
do
you
is then
guys
go
here,
into my
some
T9.
important information. No, I'm joking. Good. I just wanted to somehow find a way to shut them up for a second.
I'm just trying to get it in before you two try and do it to me. I'm closing you down.
Well, funnily enough,
Loopholes.
I'm gonna skip Mythos No 9's question then because it's
Is it
I
another
think
one?
you just covered it there.
Very good.
So
Very good.
where am I?
Another question.
GamesCom
No,
2016.
No, I want to bring in a video.
let's
We
do
showed
it.
another very exciting ship. Now this is this image is actually taken from I think earlier a bit more of a again it's work in progress shots. So
Yeah.
you've got one of the modules on top of the Taipan. So
Yeah.
let's show the video of the Taipan, which is
Yeah.
which is my
Taipan.
favourite new addition in a lot of ways because it's part of ship launch
Yeah,
fighters.
so this is the
And we will
second
go into
ship
that
we're
in a minute.
bringing.
Yes.
This is the second ship that we're a new ship that we're bringing to 2.2. It's called the Taipan, as you say, Ed. It's manufactured by Lycon.
Lycon. Not Lichen, Lycon.
It's a tank of a ship. I'd
That's
say.
right.
It's
Of the
very,
fighters, it's the
it's
most
very well
robust.
armored. It's very well. Shields are pretty good. They recharge very fast. It's a very aggressive looking ship, but it also folds up. So there's lots of animations, lots of really cool swing wing design of it, which you'll be able to hopefully see when you see your friend's ship launching these things from their ships.
I
Yeah.
think they've really. I've just got to say on a personal note, well done to the team for making this. I think they've really knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
With the visuals, I know.
Yeah.
It's a raunchy ship.
Yeah.
It's full of spice.
I think it looks. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I still think it reminds me of an F-14 Tomcat.
Yeah, it's
It
got
really
that
does.
military
Yeah.
feel.
Yeah, it's
And
lovely.
it's an independent fighter as well, theme-wise. So we'll now have the Federal Condor, the F-63 Condor,
Yeah.
the G-97 Imperial
Yeah.
fighter coming over from CQC Arena,
Yeah.
and now of course we've got the independent Taipan to round it off.
Absolutely.
What a bunch of lovelies.
Look, and here's the animation. See, so
Look at that.
again, all the footage you're seeing over the course of these few days is work in progress.
Yes.
There's still lots to be done, but as you can already clearly see, it's everything in the game is looking fantastic from the point that I captured this stuff. So yeah, absolute kudos to the team for getting us to where we are so far.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, we showed. I think we showed as well some other paint job variants of the fighters, and you can see on those variants that how it looks different. It's got that module tucked away.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I love it when it's sleek and you see it just fall down, come out. It looks awesome. So let's bring some more questions in. Oh, actually, if you could just talk me through a little bit more about the variants of these fighters. So how they differ from ship to ship.
So there are two parts. Well, actually, there's three parts to it.
Yeah.
The first part is that you'll be able to customize them with paint jobs. Hey, how cool is that?
Paint jobs.
You'll be able to color coordinate or contrast with your
Nice.
main ship, as someone who's clearly aware of fashion. Importantly, although all three fighters carry out the same task, they're all close or direct support weapons. The way they do it, they have strengths and weaknesses which make them a little bit different. So, as Adam said, the Taipan is a tank of a fighter.
Yeah.
It's got the best armor, very fast recharging shields. So if you don't finish it off very quickly, the next moment you look round, it's back with full shields. The F-63 Condor, Federal.
The best.
Yay. So this ship relies on speed. It's the fastest. It trades hull and shields for having the fastest top speed and the fastest acceleration. So it can try and control engagements. It's got the speed to get in and hopefully get out. And finally, you've got the ridiculously ostentatious G-97 Imperial
Very
fighter,
flamboyant.
as well as looking beautiful with its
Yeah.
lovely sweeping curves. It actually sacrifices speed and hull for agility, so it's the most maneuverable fighter, and that means as of now, as of 2.2, it will be the most maneuverable ship that players can fly in the game.
Wow,
So,
that's
But that's not the so. Although they all have their base stats like that, with the loadouts that we're providing at the ship launch fighters as well at 2.2, there's another layer of what weapon set do you want to take as well, which will hopefully, out of the 3 or 4 loadouts, including the gimbal weapons that we were talking about this morning, gives you another layer of crafting your ship to how you want to fly it, you know? So
Cool.
So
Really
we're
cool.
very excited.
Yeah, no,
Really cool.
I
And they're
think
fun to fly, that's the best thing. They're really
For
fun to
me,
fly.
yeah,
this
so
is
engaging.
one of the biggest.
So engaging.
One
yeah.
of the biggest features.
It's big.
Edelgard von Rhein, again, thank you for your questions.
Thank
you
you.
can still ask questions now using the hashtag AskElite. Please do combine that with the hashtag EDGC16, because we are going to have some more time to answer your questions this afternoon before the final part of David Braben's interviews,
Exciting.
which are really, really cool.
Yep.
And also, we're going to be recapping lots more information throughout the day. Just to talk about it, make sure we've mopped everything up. So there's still going to be some juicy information coming out through these questions. And more competitions, of course. So
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you, there's no more surprise competitions. These are all planned competitions.
Have you been told? No
Yeah,
more.
stop it.
No more surprise
Stop
bombs.
going
Yeah.
rogue. No, these are just more like, planned, like a
Basically,
delivery.
what happened
trade
is,
delivery.
is a ground base. A ground base. You
Yeah.
were trying to come into a ground base on
Yeah.
a planet, but it actually shot you out of the sky, and you're no longer allowed to deliver.
But now I can.
Yeah.
But now I can go back and go to where I'm
Yeah.
I'm allowed to go and
Yeah.
deliver the prizes effectively and correctly. So Edelgard von Rhein has some very good questions I want to get into. One of them is relating to the fighters, actually, and that is if I have a weapon with regeneration sequence, which is an engineer's upgrade,
Yes.
will that help to restore the shields of my own fighters?
That's a good one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it will.
Yes, it will.
There you go.
They're,
Good.
they're ships, so
Yeah.
if they've got shields, it will work.
It might not be like in the terms of the Taipan, because it's got such a quick
It might not be that
recharge
necessary.
anyway. It might not be
yeah.
kind of useful because they might have already done it before. But yeah, all the mechanics work together,
Yeah.
so it should all work harmoniously.
Awesome. Edelgard von Rhein still, he's got a couple more, and they're really good, so I'm going to use them. How will players estimate the jump range boost they can potentially get from a neutron star jet, and any boost from black holes as well? Question mark. You need to select your target before making the jump, so will you need to know if it's possible to reach it?
Cheeky, trying to get black holes in there. So for neutron
Yeah.
stars and
White dwarfs
white
only.
dwarfs only,
Okay.
the way that you do it is once you've scooped once you've actually supercharged the fuel, you can then just check the
Your
jump
jump
range.
range.
It basically will be in the navigation panel. So there's no extra rules. It's no different from synthesizing
Yes.
a
Yeah.
bed of fuel
Yeah.
in your ship. So you just do it. You
see
take
what the
your beating,
results are.
and then you look and see how far you can do this big jump.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen the changes to how these things look and the improvements to how these things look, do seek out the images online, because it is absolutely beautiful. The close-up image especially
Yeah,
is
it's amazing.
It's mind-blowing. And
Yeah.
I think that that is a target render in
Yes.
inverted
It's
a
commas,
target
but,
render, yep.
But it's
We've
very
got a
close,
great
right?
team back
Yeah,
in
they're
the office that
incredible.
will
Okay.
pull out all the stops to make it happen as
They'll do
best
us
they
proud.
can. So
Yeah.
He also asks about usage of this feature, of the FSD charge, because, I'll read his question. What reasons might there be for using it to boost your range? There's generally no reason to get that extra boost for a single jump at the risk of damaging your FSD. That's his
Well,
opinion.
it's a risk-reward benefit. I guess I'd counter with, well, wait and see how much extra.
it actually is
Yeah.
helping.
Yeah, it gets
Wow,
boost.
okay.
I mean, look,
we don't know that yet,
I'm not going to lie. You're not going to jump from one end of the Milky Way to the other.
but it might be quite.
But it's almost certainly going to be better than the best synthesis.
Ah.
we've got to
So-
think about the benefits
That's
from
cool.
doing it. He's right in pointing
it's
out.
absolutely, and it's something that again we'll do various tweaking on before release,
Yeah.
and possibly even in beta.
Even during in beta.
But we wouldn't want to put it in if no one was going to use it. So by default, it has to be reasonably effective.
Yeah.
Okay, so Yunzo, one last one from the forums, then we've got some Twitter ones. Oh, and some more videos. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by
Nice.
questions. Says, are we going to need some kind of passenger cabin for slave trading?
No, because passengers are passengers and slaves are slaves.
Okay,
And
great.
we don't fit our cabins with manacles. So
Yeah.
if you want to take slaves, do it like everyone else.
I'd do
Don't be
it.
silly about it.
Yes.
Put them in the cryopods.
Yeah.
That's where they belong.
Yeah.
Okay.
Slavery is very bad, and you shouldn't be slavers. I just want to put that out there as well. But if you're going to do it, at least do it right. Keep them in the pods. The passenger cabins are for free people.
Yeah. For free.
So
For
ship
free people of the world.
Ship-launched combat.
Yes.
Why don't we show the video ship-launched combat
Yep.
that
Why
we
don't
showed
we?
on day one? Day two.
Day 2.
Too much.
Too much going on. We got too much.
So, the infamous Commander Edmund is attempting to take my bounty from my car. It is a T9, isn't it? I think.
Are you on your way to
Yep.
the conflict zone?
Here's the T9.
Oh, no. Am I in a vulture as well?
No, I think you're in a Python.
Ah, it's a shame.
Yep, he done an expert job at interdicting me. So this is a small crafted example of what a ship launch fighter could be used for in the main game at 2.2. You see here you're doing a lovely close pass of the incredible looking Python, and I don't take any chances. I'm deploying myself in my fighter straight away. Because in the Type 9 it's going to be a lot slower for me to maneuver around, especially against the Python. And my thought is that, well, maybe I can just give you a little worry, a little fear. You've got to weigh up the situation. And I think in this one you didn't pay any attention to me. You thought, well, it's a little fighter, he's not going to do much. But with the ethos of them being these glass cannons, very fragile, very powerful, you can see that I can take on bigger ships than myself. And if you don't pay attention to me, then I'm going to give you a pretty bad time. You naughty Commander Edmund.
Okay, so
And while I'm in the fighter, even though my main ship isn't necessarily crewed by anyone, it has got a few basic commands. I can tell it to stay put. I can tell it to follow me. And if I had, which I don't think I had at this point, if I had outfitted it with any turrets, those will still fire at will as well, even though I'm not actually in it. So instantly, I've got more firepower than I did before ship launch fighters come along.
I think,
That's a clear example of how powerful they can be.
If we could loop this video as well while Adam and Sandy talk about it one more time through, is that all right with you guys? Yeah.
Yeah. It shows a clear example that if you don't pay attention to fighters, they can be very powerful. I think I then move on to show off the lovely docking procedure as well. I really like the guide, the flight path guide that's given you. So you request docking with your ship, the bay opens up, and you take it nice and slowly. Again, this is another area of the game that if you practice and you get better, you'll be able to perform this maneuver a lot quicker, giving you an edge in any of the situations where you need to get your ship back in.
Absolutely.
In the ship.
I was also it's worth pointing out, I think it's a lot of fun just how quickly, you don't realize how quickly you're turning in that fighter.
Yeah.
I mean, compared to the other ships, it's one of the real benefits of being in them. They've really shot the flight model. We're really proud of the flight model for Elite.
Super proud.
It's a lot of fun, and the fighters, as you want to point out, they're like the stripped back, visceral dogfighters.
Yeah, absolutely. They show it at its very core.
It's bringing some of that excitement from CQC into the main game.
Fantastic. Okay, so should we answer some more questions while this finishes up, while the video finishes as well? No reason to not let that play out. Ben Moss Woodwards. Hi, Ben. Thank you so much for your questions. And this is from Twitter, by the way, these questions. For the FSD range boost, is it just White Dwarfs? Oh, sorry. Or any stars, he was asking.
It's White Dwarfs and Neutron stars.
You already answered before. This is an interesting question from Ambassador Sureth. Hello, Ambassador. Thank you for being here. Do the gaseous blow out any steam or liquid? It's asking about the geological features, which maybe you want to touch on very, very quickly if you want to.
So the new geological features, very quickly, a light touch. Because there's quite a lot of science that's driving it behind the scenes, and as Sandy says, I also am not much of a scientist, so I can't go into too much detail. But basically, the idea is that we're using the system that drives our planet generation and the science behind it to now also give more variety and different places to investigate, such as these geysers and fumaroles and things.
These geysers, it's time to geysers.
I'm trying to not do my Essex thing.
Okay, sorry.
And they'll be. We're going to look at trying to place them on planets that they should appear on and where they should appear as well. And once you're there may or may not be things to scoop, to mine, to pick up. So nice for exploration, explorers. Nice for the scientists that really enjoy the science part of the game. And also there's some just core gameplay there as well.
Yeah.
As for the question, it's kind of a suggestion that things have been spewing out, so you get slight differences around them, and you can see colour variations in the kind of effects that have been. Yeah. And there are some kind of light particle effects and kind of, sort of general ambience of these fields, as it was.
Ambience,
yeah. So
actually, one thing that we haven't talked about at all is the mysteries throughout the.
We haven't actually, have
throughout
we?
the galaxy.
No.
And I don't think that it's. We don't want to spoil anything. You want the community to find. The galaxy is a mysterious place.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there's a
it
lot
is.
going
There's
on
a
out
lot
there that they don't know
There's
about
a lot
already.
there. There's
Yeah.
a lot to find.
I don't know. I'm guessing here.
In 2.2, there will be more things to discover.
And that is all I want to say
And
about
more
that.
Yeah.
routes to find out more about the history.
Yeah, we
of
want to
Elite
bring
as
the
well,
lore of the
and,
game
and how where
the
we've
game.
got to. So
we are bringing
but-
the story
yeah.
in, and Dave Braben talked about it today, in a big way. It's going to be a fascinating ride for those
Yeah.
who
Yeah,
care about
it
this
really is.
currently.
Yeah.
It's going to be. We're going to go to some interesting places.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah.
Like I said before, there's
also-
so
Yeah,
so
definitely, yeah.
There's so many
Actually,
different
Hopefully.
I've seen
facets to
stuff.
the
So
game.
I have
Hopefully.
seen.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Anyway, so
Good
we'll leave
stuff.
it there. I don't. That's all I sort of wanted to touch on. A little bit about that. Okay, well, another question from Twitter. And again, thank you all. Hashtag AskElite, hashtag EDGC16, if you want to
Twitter.
ask us a question. Please can you give a shout out to the Elite Dangerous Flickr group?
Hi, Elite Dangerous Flickr
Hi.
group.
Yes, we can. Beautiful images on there.
Well
So
done.
that's flickr.com/elite_dangerous.
Boom Shanker.
Go and
There
have
you
a
go.
look.
That
It always
was-
astounds me the screenshots that people can create.
Yeah.
And in
And I've been
2.2,
working
there
on the
should
game
be
for so many years now.
and even more variants now in 2.2 with Inner Dog
It's a nice
variants.
little segment, yes, yeah. So there's more variety coming
Yeah.
in 2.2 in the Guardians with port variants, so inner docks.
Oh, yeah.
So we're looking at using the simulation again that drives what economies are going to appear in
Yeah.
different systems, and based on a few factors, I think population builds into it as well,
Population
doesn't
and
it?
economy, that kind of thing.
Economy, yeah. We're going to add a suggestion of what that economy is doing in the port. So, for example, if it's an industrial
Well,
or
agriculture?
agricultural one,
Agriculture, if we can show
yeah,
the
an
agricultural one.
agricultural one, then
Yeah.
the inner dock will try to show that that's what that port is doing, basically. So here you can see we've got the agricultural dock. You can see that some of the areas that would have had bays in are now being used as hydroponic.
Hydroponic columns
I
and
like that.
recesses. Look at
Hydroponic,
those.
yeah, where we're
Look
growing
at them.
some
They animate
agricultural
and everything.
Yeah, it's incredible. The attention to detail. I've gone on about it, but it's
Unbelievable.
because it's incredible. The ability the fact that I can get this close to something which is actually quite small in terms of scale, but yet it still holds up is amazing. So it's just, yeah, you know, the players use these areas day in and day out. And it's variety, it's life, it's using the simulation and trying to bring it to a player front so that everyone can see it. And not only do you get the inner docks, you also get new hangars as well
Yeah.
for each type. So there's 4 that are coming at 2.2, and this is just one of them. So the artists and the renderers have all done a fantastic job at showing this stuff up.
Really
Okay,
sweet.
well, let's let these play through
Yep.
Yeah, sure.
in the background while we
Yeah.
answer some more questions.
Let's go.
Because they're nice to look at, nicer than our faces, that's for sure.
That's-
So let those play through while we're talking. Wow, Morrow on Morwow on Twitter asks,
Hello.
Can you name all ships which are capable of having fighters, please?
Can you
Name
Name
all
all the
ships
ships.
which are capable of having fighters, please. And
Can
if you
you?
can't,
Is it a challenge?
I can help you with this.
the
by the way.
Beluga?
Let me try it.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I think
yeah,
Adam
yeah,
can
yeah.
do it actually.
Yeah, go on.
Adam can do everything.
Beluga,
Adam
Yeah.
can do everything.
cutter,
Yes.
corvette,
Yes.
gunship,
No. Yes, he can. Sorry. Oh my God, I'm in trouble.
anaconda,
Yes.
killback.
Yes. Did you mention the Type 9?
Type 9.
Don't do it.
Yeah, boy.
That's the last you'll say about the Type 9. Okay?
Adam in the
Yeah.
house.
Yes,
Type
very
9.
good. There you go. So that's
Nice.
good. Nicely answered.
Well done.
Moa has another question. He says, can I hire NPC crew of higher combat rank than my own? Good question.
Right. Yes, you
Yes, you
can.
can,
Oh yeah. You can hire. I think you can hire an NPC crew up to around competent, maybe dangerous.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can train them, nurture them all the way up to elite, which is rather sweet, and they'll be very powerful
Yeah.
elite as well.
Yeah.
I've got a question from the chat actually that has just literally been fed into mine ear hole.
Technology.
So if you guys hate this question, it's not my fault.
Okay.
No.
All right.
I'll blame you anyway, though.
Fritz from Cologne
Yeah.
asks about.
Yeah.
I just realised what's happening here. Fritz from Cologne. Fritz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a bit of a joker. He asks whether the dolphin is coming.
There's nothing to announce on the Dolphin yet. So no, it's not coming at the moment. We're obviously concentrating on the 2 new ships that are coming at 2.2, the Beluga
Yes.
and the Taipan. So nothing to announce on the Dolphin at the moment.
Cool. Okay. Let's have a look. Some more questions. Okay. Dahai German says, "Are there any gimbaled weapons coming?" Oh, we covered that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
there
So
are.
there are.
If it's
There'll
gimbal
be a
fighters.
loadout for each of the fighters that will include gimbaled mounts. We'll balance it because, of course, gimbals make them incredibly powerful.
But yeah, with fighters,
So it's going to be a balance, but
heady mix.
We still feel it'll allow people to get involved with them and use them and feel good about themselves, and and then maybe
I need that.
Yeah.
Okay, Raven VR asks, will any ship defenses screw with the remote fighters? I think he mean, sort of attack them, fight them, perhaps. I think he means.
Turrets will.
Remote
Yeah,
ship
turrets,
defenses.
so ship defenses. Yeah, well, and also, I suppose chaff. Well, if you're using a gimbaled loadout and you launch chaff against the fighter, that's gonna trouble it. So
Absolutely.
all this,
They're just ships.
Yeah, exactly.
They're very small, very fast, very cool, raunchy
but
ships.
at the core of them, they
but
are ships.
Yeah.
So they follow the same rules.
Cool. Okay, so Cornish Cracker actually asks, and I think that ties in with.
Hello, Cornish Cracker.
Hey, Cornish Cracker. Thank
Tasty.
you, Christian. Remember, we do want loads more questions for this afternoon segment as well. Remember, we've also got more competitions coming up, and we've got David Braben, the final piece
Final
of
part.
it should be great, and that's what we'll sign off
Should
on.
be very
And some more
good,
community
very
videos,
good.
lots more questions, lots more recapping. Let's carry on.
Yep.
I think this is one of the reasons why Fritz might have asked that question. They've seen the dolphin in the port variation videos. So does that suggest that maybe the NPCs will have the dolphin, or is that more of a work in progress? Maybe
Again,
taken back
because I have access to development builds, obviously being a developer, which includes things that we don't always release straight away. So yes, I have seen some of the footage where there's a sneak peek of the dolphin.
Cool, that's really cool.
It looks cool, it looks great, but
Yeah.
like I say, we aren't announcing that it's coming yet.
Okay.
Just because we've made part of it, because there's a lot of facets to ships that people don't realise. It was just there as part of a development kind of build. So work in progress footage. It doesn't mean it's coming. Doesn't mean it's not coming. But it doesn't mean it is coming.
Nicely handled.
But there are 2 new ships coming at 2.2.
Yes.
Why
The
don't you
Beluga
name those?
and the Taipan. So
Adam, can I ask a question?
yes.
Oh, I can this time. Is it hard to, not to you, is it hard to design a video game?
Nah, it's pretty easy, really.
All right, so next question from Evil Lizard.
Yes, it's hard.
Yeah,
It's very,
he's
very,
done it.
very, very difficult, and you should also feel very sorry for me and my design team. And he has to manage me, so you should feel more sorry
You
for
should feel
him.
sorry for me.
Yeah, even I feel sorry for you. Sorry, I apologise, Adam, from the bottom of my heart.
It may have sounded like it was a silly question, but my point is, you talk a lot about all the design changes that's coming to 2.2.
Yeah.
People ask a lot of questions about it, and sometimes I'm not saying that everybody thinks this, because I know that people know that it's tricky. But even for me, somebody who I even see what you guys do every day, it's like, oh, wouldn't it be simple to do this? Wouldn't it be simple to do that? And you're like, no, hold on. Like, what about this? If you consider this, and there's so many things in every aspect of development to consider.
I
so that's why I asked
literally,
that question.
that's part of my job of having to go, how difficult would it be? Would it be quite, trying to get that little bit extra in and just kind of, and then you see the coaches just go, why are you asking me how simple? You know it's hard. Don't,
Elite's the
just
kind of
leave me
game
alone.
where so many things are possible as well. Yeah, there's no right or wrong answer to what we could be doing.
Yeah.
We just have to make decisions and go with it.
A few more questions here. Evil Lizard asks, if your NPC fighter pilot shoots a security ship by accident, would you get the wanted bounty?
I need to check on this, but the short answer is no, you shouldn't. And if that's happening at the moment, we're going to try and stamp that out.
Okay, so you basically, okay, well,
We can fudge it so that if they accidentally shoot someone and we really don't want them to have shot that person, we can basically nullify that effect.
And
And I think we can nullify the damage from it as well, potentially.
And we've also, correct me if I'm wrong, but we do have that buffer where there's a few
We've got
sort of
friendly fire buffer as
fire,
well, which works for
so
NPCs
we've
and
got
players,
a couple
as
of
well.
sort of,
So hopefully
not
you'll
free
be safe.
shots,
We want you to
but-
use them, not get scared of them.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
I'm potentially hearing that we might not have any sound out, but so you guys can still hear us. Hello.
Hi.
But perhaps I think Twitter. So we're basically, Twitch might not be able to hear us. YouTube might not be able to hear us. So we can basically say whatever we want right now.
Right.
So what do you really think, Sandy?
No, I think the same.
You think everything's the same always, all the way through?
I think I'm not going to say anything different about anything, even if we're quiet.
Okay. Well, if somebody could let me know if the sound is the sound okay? We should be going live, YouTube. No one's let me know. I heard something.
So we just try and carry on.
Let's just try and carry on. Ask
Why
more
not?
questions.
You know, It's all cool.
That's good. What happens if you dock your mothership with a fighter launched? Will you lose it or will it come home?
So,
Salvage results
yeah,
and
the
stuff.
idea here is that we're going to put some safeguards where you won't. So, for example, in a port situation where you need to request docking, you're not going to be able to request docking until you're prepared for landing, and that is bringing your ship back into the mothership. So, there's a few steps before you even get to the point of being able to dock that you have to be ready to dock. Yeah.
Okay.
So that situation is kind of nullified.
It's-
You have to have your ship back in your fighter back in your main ship before you can go through the docking request.
So if you are within range,
Yeah. So
Could
if you're 7,000 meters away from the port, but
700.
you've got your fighter out, and you go, can I, request docking? It's going to say no. You need to put the ship back in and then go again.
Okay.
Yeah.
So and then the tether range. So you're not going to be able to hassle starports with fighters. Basically, is my question.
You know, not going to be able to what? Sorry.
hassle
hassle
starports
ports.
with fighters.
Yeah, you can.
You can.
You can
but-
go up to them.
but
You can
the
launch
tether's
them.
long
You can
enough for
attack the starport,
Yeah,
and you
but
can die.
don't forget that a port has
Yeah, it's got-
serious
But
defenses.
it won't let you.
Defenses.
I thought it won't let you.
When you're out
Within
flying around
range.
the starport,
But you can still launch the ship launch fighter within range of the starport.
Yeah,
is
you
what
just
I'm
can't-
saying.
but
Yeah,
then
you
you
can
can't
do that,
dock.
but you can't request docking
Sure.
after if you have your fighter launched. You
I'd
have
say
to
with
put it
a
away
set.
first.
No, I didn't know if it was like with the SRV. You can't deploy weapons. You can't do thrusters within range of your ship, and that's
That's
so I was
because
wondering
it
if it was.
it very cleverly compacts down so it can get under the ship to get back into it. It hasn't got anything to do with the fact that it's a safety feature of
Yep,
not shooting within a range of your ship.
Okay.
It's the compact nature and the undulation of the planets that it's a safety feature built into the SRV so it can fit back in. So it's a
yeah.
slightly different situation.
Well, I won't ask any more questions then. I won't ask any more questions.
Okay, cool.
I have one more question
Ask away,
from.
but I'll give you good answers instead.
They're very good. Very
Thanks.
good. Matthias Benaerts says, will there be more, perhaps bigger SRVs coming out in the future?
Nothing to announce
announce.
for 2.2.
Yeah.
We've got
Nothing.
the Scarab SRV,
Yeah.
which
Paint
is
jobs,
big
though.
enough for everyone.
And yeah.
New paint jobs, which we'll show off after
Paint
the
jobs
Yep.
for your buggies. Oh, SRVs, your
SRVs.
surface reconnaissance vehicles.
We'll show off some of those after the break. But for now, I think we're coming to the end of our first segment today.
It's
We
going
have
too quick.
our.
I don't
Wow.
wanna,
Yeah,
I don't
well,
wanna-
one
We've only got
more.
one more to go.
Sorry.
But we're going to do loads more streams when we get back home anyway.
That's true.
So let's be honest. We'll have lots more streams coming up in the next, few months, of course. Although actually, say few months. Leading up to 2.2, it's not
It's
that
not
far
long.
Not that
away.
It's not far. It's not far at
But
all.
hopefully we'll be able to show this stuff in full motion.
Yeah.
Like actually just do
Yeah, we can just do
playthroughs
some
with
I
it.
hope so, yeah.
We'll get together again. Not confirming that we're going to do that, but
We'll always try.
I want to. I'm going to try and make it. All right, so let's do a competition again, a planned one. The Taipan has come in. It's landed. It's dropped its cargo. Oh, what's rolled out? The cargo that was rolled out from the back of the ship it's been picked up by me, and I'm looking at it. It's the chance to, and this is a good one, name your own starport.
Oh, that's
Wow.
sweet.
Yes.
Can I
So-
enter?
Wow. Did we
Can I
have a
enter
name
that
your
one?
planet? We had a planet the other day.
Name Your Planet was yesterday. We've got
And
Name
now
Your Own
we've got a port
Starport
as well.
today. Yeah,
Wow.
very, very cool. So you'll have your chance to name your own starport, but what you need to do is tell me in the chat. That means everybody can get involved in it. Even you guys sitting here, if you head over to the chat, youtube.com/Frontier Developments/live. You can find the chat there. Let us know what you would call your starport. I would call my starport, and then X, you can fill out it in with whatever you want. Use the hashtag EDGC16 so we can pick it up nice and easily. And then after the break, we will pick a winner. And we have another competition as well after the break, which I think is even better.
Oh, that's spoiling
That's
us.
strong because we've had name a planet and
Yeah.
name a port.
I don't
and yet
know
you
where
think
this is
this one's
going.
strong.
What, you've got something more. That's powerful.
It's powerful.
Very powerful.
And
confidence. There's
Yeah.
confidence in
Yeah.
that face.
You got mad skills, bro.
no. And because we can't come back tomorrow to announce another winner, we're also going to give this away on Twitter. So I want to do the same competition as well. So head over to Twitter and do the same thing there. I would hashtag EDGC16 and do it on Twitter as well. So the chat, we're giving away the chance to name a starport, but on Twitter, we're giving the chance to win this Thrustmaster. So
More green. It's
What
awesome.
would you name your starport? Let us know on Twitter. We'll pick a winner for that after the break, and we'll pick a winner for the starport as well after the break and
Good
another
luck.
time. So we're going to leave you with one of the community videos that have been sent in exclusively for us.
They've been so good
they've been
so far as well.
fantastic. Did you
They're
see-
amazing.
So good.
Did you see the Gal Cup one yesterday?
And
was
the
so good.
limitations that they work within
Yeah,
as well.
they're awesome.
And they make these videos like that.
They're
is
awesome. You should
out
love
of
them.
this world. Really, really impressive stuff.
So more recap. We've got your
Yep.
amazing end
Oh, yeah.
section where you
Final
recap
one.
everything, just
Everything.
like everything,
Final one.
like a big list.
Yeah.
We've got the David Braben interview, of course. Remember, more community videos, more giveaways to come. So that's it for now. But we will see you this afternoon. Take it easy, and yeah, let's cue the video by
Come back
Commander
soon.
Exil. Sorry, Commander Exil. Thank you for your video. It's called Wayward Son.
We are still hunters and foragers. We never abandoned that curious part of our nomadic hearts that propelled us to Copernican thought and beyond. And when those far distant ancestors saw the breadth of their domain, they wept, for there was nothing left of the earth to explore. So they looked to the stars, strapped themselves to firmament flame, and as if aberrant meteorites threw themselves at the unforgiving heavens. It was the final, yet limitless frontier. They weren't any different than the species that discovered pottery a few thousand years earlier. They were the same. Simply hunters and gatherers that had discovered a better way of life. The nomadic instinct that had been so requisite to their survival remained. Now we, sons and daughters of the Wayfarer, have achieved their dreams, straddling the realm once thought to be reserved for the gods. But our civilization has never ventured beyond our home nestled in the galactic boondocks of the Orion Arm. We tried once, long ago in the 24th century, sending generation ships into the unknown void led by nothing but a probe's promises and our nomadic nature. Knowledge of their success never returned to their former home. Perhaps we were disillusioned by our first contact with alien life. Whatever the reason, we abandoned all attempts at remote galactic colonization. Until Jacques. And like the generation ships that left before him, he was almost absorbed into the void he sought to conquer. What were the odds? 400 billion star systems, and an explorer stumbled across humanity's wayward son. Know this. If colonization at Jacques succeeds, it will mark the beginning of a new era in our history. A second soul. To grow a new sphere of civilization. The first truly long-range trade caravans. Perhaps even a trade network as the seeds of humanity spread. Join Jacques. It's possible if we choose it. Many in the Central Worlds call it science fiction. But good science fiction inspires in that part of our nomadic hearts. The pursuit of science and discovery. Every time.